I'm Gopi Krishna. I'm assistant professor from the Department of Naval Architecture and Offshore Engineering, Ahmed University. So I'm going to handle the subject name called Introduction to Naval Architecture, and in that I'm going to take a topic which is related to Simpson's integration. So before we go to what is Simpson integration, we just look at that why we have to use integration. So we know that if you take any rectangular body or any square box or any triangular shape, we have a defined equation. If I say, for example, if I ask what is the equation for finding area of a square, we know that it is a square. So like that we have for rectangular, which is meant to say that length into breadth into. So we'll get the area of the rectangle box. So like that we have a defined equations for all the known what you call structures or shapes. So but if it comes to that, if it is a what you call curved surface body, it doesn't have a defined equation. So if you want to find the area under the curve, we required what you call, you have to do integration only. So that integration only can be done so that we can find the area under the curve. So now we will go and look at that what is integration and what is Simpson's integration. So how these are useful to our naval architecture field, and how we are what you call applying these rules and finding the areas or whatever is required to our naval architecture. So if you come to what is integration, and integration is a one which is mainly to utilize to find the area under the curve. So how we are utilizing, how we are finding area under the curve. So if you take a part as a curve, and in integration we will apply not overall the body, we will just concentrate on a small part. Say for example, you take a small element which is this x axis and this is y axis, and the small element we can consider as dx, which represent the small element, and the height we can represent as a y. So when you want to integrate, you just consider small elemental area. When y multiply with dx will gives you the area of the small elemental, and by using integration you can integrate from the starting to the end to get the area under the whole curve. So applying a small element to the overall body, that we are defining by the equation of an integration form. So integrate from 0 to L. If I say my 0 is the starting point and overall the length is my L. So integrating from 0 to L will define you the integration. So this is what is our f of a. So f of a is the function of area which is defining the area under the curve by using the integration. Now we will see how Simpson integration has been applied and how we are going to utilize for our naval architecture term. Okay, so we'll just see what is exactly the Simpson integration. So now we come to Simpson integration. If you see Simpson integration, I told you that how it is mainly utilized to find the area under the curve, and in the same way if you apply the Simpson rule, many major things we are going to find by using the rule. Without knowing area of water plane, without knowing volume, or without knowing moment of inertia, we cannot determine anything in our naval architecture field. So the basic concept is always lies around the Simpson integration. So area of under curve, which is meant by area of water plane, which we are finding by using Simpsonize. Even volume, if you want to find volume, you should know each particular areas, then only you can integrate to find a volume. Without knowing volume, you cannot determine centroids of particular water plane, or it is for a underwater volume. So all these things has to be done with the help of Simpson. So Simpson is our major important integration or multiplier, or whatever method is more important to us to define the curve area or volume. Okay. Now we'll see to that how we are seeing that what are the curves we had and how we are using that curves to find the area, and by using the Simpson's first rule or different integration methods. So we'll go back to the lines plan which has been there. So now if you see, this is a lines plan. We know that hull form, we know all of us knows that hull form is a 3D form. When I say a 3D form cannot be found just like what we are doing for a cuboid. If you say cuboid, you can find the volume by L into B into H. But in the same way, if you take for a hull form, which is not a rectangular box or a cuboid, it is a kind of hull curved surface we had. So what we did, when you are unable to find the volume, only you can do is project that 3D form into a 2D form. When you wants to project a 3D form into 2D form, you have to project in 3 different plans. One is called XY, YZ and ZX plan. So when in our terms we call as body plan, half breadth plan and profile plan. So if you see in all these views, you can see all the whatever the hull form has been divided into number of parts at an equal spacing rate. So when you see in the body plan, the stations has been provided with a different stations which has been curved. So all the places, if you see, a ship has been produced in a form of curves. So using those curves, how can we utilize Simpson rule to find area, and then based on that how can we find the volume? Okay, so we'll go to a Simpson integration. In Simpson we have three different rules. One is called first rule, Simpson's first rule, second rule and third rule. So we'll look at these three rules individually and we'll see that how important it is to our field. Okay, next. So now if you see in the first rule, it is having a defined thing that a curve should have a minimum number of 3 ordinates. For example, 3 ordinates means you have a curve stating like this and you have 3 ordinates. One is 0, 1, 2. This line which represents the x-axis, this will represent the y-axis. Okay, so whatever you are taking, this is the one of the water plane area, and you are taking each ordinate value which is y0, y1 and y2. These are the representing the distance from the center line to the curve. So these are the values we know. So to apply first rule, very important is that you required minimum number is 3 ordinates. So that if you see here, we have how many ordinates? 1, 2 and 3. So if you have 3 ordinates, we can apply the first rule. This is a minimum ordinates requirement. So that by using the first rule, so the first rule has stated that the Simpson multiplier is 1, 4, 1. So multiplier means what? Nothing but how you have to multiply each ordinate with what multiplier. So if I say 3 ordinates, so one ordinate will be multiplied in 1, another one is 4 and 1. So this will become 1, 4, 1 rule. This is according to the first rule. So that if I apply 1 into y0, 4 into y1 and 1 into y2, so it will give the area under the curve. If I want to do continuation, I have many ordinates. If I want to continue the same method to certain curve, how to continue this curve to find area is that, again, if I found this area, now again I have to continue from where? From the second station, because then only you will get the continuation area from the second station. So second station you will apply 1, 4, 1. Okay, so then you will get the continuation area from the second station to the whatever is fourth station. When you see in overall, the Simpson multiplier has been changed. If you see this one, y into first station and 4 into y1 and 1 into y2. Again the y2 has been multiplied again from here, because to start the continuous area from the place where you left. So now the multiplier will become 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. How many ordinates are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first thing, the minimum ordinates you required is 3, and the next ordinates you required is 5. You cannot have 3 plus 3, 6, because you have to find the area from where you have left the station. Okay, so that I found the area till here. Again, if you want to find continuation area, I have to start my Simpson multiplier from here. This is called 1, again 4, 1. So 1 plus 1 will become 2. So the multiplier become for y2 is 2. Okay, so that's where. So 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. If I want to have the next continuation number of ordinates I required is 7. Okay, so 7 ordinates I need to find for the next time. If I have 7 ordinates, what will happen in your rule? It will become 2, 1. So the rule will be continuing as 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. So it's mainly depends on the how many ordinates you require. So for your first thing you have to look at is in your to find a particular area under the curve, you have to see that how many ordinates are there. If I have odd number of ordinates, if you see 3, 5, 7, 9, you can continue 11, 13. If you see all these numbers are odd numbers. So to apply a first rule, you require minimum ordinates is 3, and then continuation if you want to apply for the next ordinates, you require 5, 7, odd number of ordinates is required to utilize this Simpson's first rule. Okay, so to apply that equation, we can have in a tabular column, which we will see in the next slide. So this is the equation which we have taken for n number of ordinates which we have from 0 station to n station. If you have the rule will become 1, 4, 2, 4, 1, and then this only gives you the sigma f of a. It's a function of area, which we will see in our next part. To find the total area, what are the applying of Simpson multiplier? That should be multiplied with h by 3. What is h here? H is nothing but the spacing between each ordinate. I told that what are the water plane? This is one curve. This has to be cut into equally spaced. If I say this is the distance between them is h, the same distance to be taken from the next ordinates also. So that is called equally spaced. So h is nothing but equally spaced. So that divided by 3 into what are the function which you got, y0 into 1, y1 into 4, y2 into 2. So all these functions to be added here, you will get the total area. So this is how to find the area of a area under the curve which has to be done. So I will show one tabular column, which is how we represent it in the analytic system. Whatever is shown in a diagram, which can be shown is in a tabular column. Okay. So now if you see in our tabular column, I told that first thing you have to represent how many ordinates. I told that to apply to find area under the curve, the first tool you required is the odd number of ordinates. If you see there on the board, we have 5 stations, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it represents as 5 ordinates, and each ordinate value has been known, y0, y1, y2, which has been, if you know a particular water plane or particular curve, you will be knowing the each point value. That value will be representing in the tabular column. Then I told you that if I have 5 ordinates, then the rule will become 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. Okay. So the rule you can see again 1, 4, 1. Again you have to continue from the same station. So again the rule will become 1, 4, 1. So when I see 1 plus 1, you have 2 1s here, 1, 4, 1. So it will become 2. So that you can see the rule as 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. Now Simpsonize. So 1 will multiply with y0, 4 will multiply with y1, and 2 will multiply with y2, like that. So you can see that that is gives a function of area. F of a is equals to y into Simpson multiplier, and add all those things, that is called summation of f of a. Okay, and now that's what are the summation you got, it should be multiplied with h by 3. If I are applying first rule, you have to multiply with h by 3. H by 3, h is nothing but the equally spaced one. Okay, that multiply by sigma f of a. So in our ship, in our lecture, mostly we will try to apply the Simpson's first rule. Okay, because mostly we will try to divide the stations into a number of odd numbers, so to get more accurate values. Okay, so now you can have a question that, so wherever you can have more number of stations can be cut. Okay, because when you see a hull form, wherever the place you have a more curve, there will be cutting to more numbers. So like for example, if you see at the forward part, the body has been curved more. Okay, and if you see aft has been more curved, but in from that forward peak tank to aft peak tank, it is totally a parallel middle body. So we have to see the curved body where it is more, there you have to cut into more number of stations. Then you have to conclude that, include those number of half stations. Okay, based on that you have to apply the Simpson's first rule. Okay, so now we will see the Simpson's second rule, how to apply Simpson's second rule and how many ordinates you require. Okay, so first rule we have seen that it is only applied for minimum 3 number of ordinates. Okay, but when you come to second rule, the second rule required minimum number of ordinates is 4. Okay, so if you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Okay, so you have station 0, 1, 2 and 3 stations. We will concentrate on only 4 ordinates. So to apply the second rule, we required minimum number of 4 ordinates. So the rule for that is 1, 3, 3, 1. Before we see for the 3 ordinates, the rule has been taken 1, 4, 1. And when you see for the second rule, we are applying because we required 4 ordinates. So the multiplier has to taken for 4 ordinates, 1, 3, 3, 1. So now what we have to do, similarly what you have seen in previously, this ordinate should be multiplied with the multiplier, 1 with y0, 3 will be multiplying with y1, 3 will be multiplying with y2, and then this one will multiply with y3. So you add all these 3 multipliers, you will get the function of area. But when you are applying for second rule, first rule we seen, this is for first rule which used to get h by 3. When it goes for second rule, you have to apply 3h by 8 into sigma f of a. So this is for second rule. So don't get confused that when you are applying a first rule, you should be very clear that you are applying 1, 4, 1. When you apply 1, 4, 1, then the summation of function of area should be multiplied with h by 3. When you apply second rule, then you have to look at 1, 3, 3, 1. And when you do multiply with 1, 3, 3, 1, then you have to apply the multiplier is 3h by 8. So don't be confusion now. So even previously we will see the number of ordinates required for first rule is 3, next is 5, 7, like that. In the same way, if I want to apply for the second rule, okay, the first minimum number of ordinates you required is 4. The next number of ordinates you required will be, again I have to continue from the same place, because otherwise I cannot get the continuation area from here. If I start from here, you will be left out with some area. So you have to start again from the third station to get the continuation area. So the rule will be, again you required is minimum ordinates is 4. So we will take 3, 4, 5, 6. So the rule will become 1, 3, 3, 1. So the next number of ordinates you required is, first number of required is 4, and next number of ordinates you required is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the next requirement is 7. So you have to add 4 plus 3 will become 7. It's not 4 plus 4, because if you had 4 plus 4, you cannot continue the area from the same station. You are going to continue from the fourth station. Okay. So 4 plus 3 7. Again next will be 7 plus 3 10. Then 13. Then you have like that, so on. So you will be carry on by adding 3. So the next number of requirement of ordinates is 7. Then 10, 13, then 16, 19, like that. Okay. So you have to choose the rule according to that, the number of ordinates you have in the particular area. Okay. So now we will see the tabular column how we has been taken for Simpson's second rule. Okay. We will see in the next slide. Okay. So now if you see the tabular column which we have seen in the first Simpson's rule how we applied. Similarly in second rule also we will take the number of stations you are considering. Now I consider 7 stations. So 0 to 6. Then I took each ordinate value y0, y1, y2, 3, so on. Then I applied my Simpson 1, 3, 3, 1 for first 4 ordinates. Again to continue from my area, I have to start again from the same station. It is 1, 3, 3, 1. So 1 plus 1 will become, it will become 2, and here it will be 3, 3, 1. So you can see in the tabular column the rule has been taken as 1, 3, 3, 2, because 1 plus 1 will become 2, then 3, 3, 1. Now what we have to do, of ordinate has to be multiplied with the Simpson multiplier. Okay, you will get the area. This is called function of area. Sum of all these things will give the total summation of area. That multiply with 3h by 8. So that's what I told you previously. When you apply first rule, you have to see the spacing should be h by 3, and when you apply the second rule, it should be 3h by 8. So don't be confused when apply different Simpson's rule. Okay. So now if you look at this Simpson's third rule, this is also, it's totally different than first rule and second rule. For example, if I say first rule we applied for minimum ordinates 3. So that we found based on the 3 ordinates, we found the area under these 3 stations. In the same way, when you see the second rule, it has to be defined that you have 4 ordinates. So the area under the curve you found is under the 4 ordinates, but this is totally different. A third rule is given such a way that you can utilize 3 ordinates to find area between 2 ordinates. It's like you are applying 3 ordinates, but you are not finding the area under the 3. We are only going to find under the 2 ordinates. This is mostly will utilize this kind of equation for the places where near to the forward, where the more curvature has been taken to find between the 2 ordinates. So what is the meaning of this rule? It has been having a curve. You have 1, 0, you say 1, 2, 3 stations, 1, 2, 3. So it is y0, it is y1 and y2. So when you come see that y0, y1, y2 are the 3 ordinates, but according to third rule what we are saying is that using this rule you can use 3 ordinates, you have 3 ordinates, but you are going to find the area between only 2 ordinates, you are not utilizing this. So the rule has been given 5, 8, minus 1. Whichever the ordinate you are going to exclude from the curve, that should get minus 1, and the remaining things will get 5, 8, minus 1. So you can see again, will be very clear. You to apply second, third rule, you required 3 ordinates to find the area between 2 ordinates. So whichever the ordinate you want to neglect, there the minus 1 should come, but the rule should be continuous 5, 8, minus 1. Okay. If for example, if I want to find the area, similarly you have 0, 1, 2, okay, or say 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have same ordinates y0, y1, y2. Okay. Okay, you have 3 ordinates. So now if in this case you try to find the area between these 2 ordinates, if I want to find the ordinate between these 2 ordinates, if I want to find this area, okay. So now what I have to do, which are the station which you want to neglect, there in the minus 1, but the rule cannot come like this 5, 8, the rule should be always in a sequence stating that 5, 8, minus 1, always stating that it should be in an order or a sequence. It is saying that it should be in an order of 5, 8, minus 1. So whichever the thing is you are neglecting should be minus 1, and the remaining 2 ordinates should be 5, 8, but the rule has to be 5, 8, minus 1. So this is how we can utilize 3 ordinates to find the area between 2 ordinates. So that's how we utilize the third rule. When you compare with all these 3, this is totally different. Okay. So it's having only fixed. We cannot go for any further ordinates. You required only max 3 ordinates, and using 3 ordinates you can find the area under these 2 ordinates. That's how we are looking at into this. So we'll see the tabular column, how it has been taken for Simpson's third rule. Okay, so we'll see the next slide. Okay. So when you see this Simpson's third rule, okay, I told you that to find between 2 ordinates, we'll apply by using 3 ordinates, we can find the area between 2 ordinates. So the rule has been found. So we'll take stations, number of stations. Then you will be taking number of ordinates has been y1, y2, y3. Okay, I mean each individual value of the station. Then you will apply the Simpson value. So I told if I want to neglect this station, okay, then I'll apply the -1 should be here and the 5, 8, -1. The sequence should be correct, 5, 8, -1. So when you multiply the ordinate with the multiplier, you will get the area, and add all the areas, you will get the function of area. So this is what we have seen in the everywhere, the function of area. But when the function of area has to be multiplied with, we seen in the first rule, it has to be multiplied with h by 3. In the second rule, it has to be multiplied with 3h by 8. When it comes to third rule, it has to be multiplied with h by 12. Okay, h by 12 is the outer multiplier. Okay, so we can apply this for by consideration of third rule. Okay, so this is very rarely we will use third rule. It's not more important to us. Mostly will depends on the first rule, and then we'll go for the second rule. Maximum, this is very rare case that people will not touch and go look at the third rule. Okay, so now we'll see, this is whatever is seen for a off water plane area. You know what is meant by off water plane? The water plane which you've seen this center line. About this is the plane. We have one more plane on the other side. It is symmetrical. So when it is symmetrical, it's no need to concentrate on both the sides. So you will only concentrate on one side, because symmetrical means if I find this area, it can be multiplied with the, you multiply the 2, you will get the overall area. Okay, so that is how. So we used to define off water plane every time, and when it comes the output, we used to multiply the 2. If it is in third rule, you will multiply 2 here. If it is in first rule, you will multiply here 2. If it is second rule, you will multiply 2 here. Okay, so everywhere. So we will concentrate mostly on off water plane, and you will be multiplying the 2 to get to the full water plane area. Okay, so this is a small introduction on this. Now whatever you seen is for a full ordinates. Now we will see that when you have a off ordinates between full ordinates, how to apply Simpson rule. Okay, so now we will go back, okay, to how to apply the rule for the off ordinates. Now if you consider this is a one water plane, we are only considering off of the water plane, not the other side which is almost symmetrical. So only off. So when you take a number of stations, say for example 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, that's enough here, 8. Okay, you no need to consider, we will only consider odd number of stations. Now we will see, when you see all these are equally spaced, it is H, H, H. Okay, so when you apply for a full spacing, this is called full spacing, we will call it as full spacing. Means what? The spacing between is maximum between these two ordinates. Okay, so H is the maximum. Now if in case I told that the body which is curved more in the forward and aft, so when it is curved, what we have to do? This is the hull form. Okay, so if I say this is the curved more at the forward, so I have to cut into more number of stations, because then only I am able to get the accurate area under the curve. Okay, so wherever the place the body has been curved more, so we will be cut into number of parts, number of stations, and so that you can find more accurate area under the curve. Okay, so like that. So now if you see, this is the full spacing. When you have full spacing, the rule which you apply will still be 1 for 1. Okay, when you comes under the first rule. In the same water plane, if I have off station, okay, say I have one off station, here one off station. Now when you look at the off station, because there is a combination of two, one is off spacing and another one is full spacing. So you have to take a combination of two. So when you see like that, a full spacing will consider 1 for 1. When there is a off spacing, you have to divide by off, which will be 1 by 2 to 1 by 2. Okay, now the rule will become 1 by 2, 2 and 1 by 2. Okay, so now how we are applying on a picture. Okay, we'll see. Now I said that whenever you get off spacing, I think these are the off spacing, which is h by 2, this is h by 2, and the remaining case you have full spacing, which is HH. So when I said in overall thing you had a full spacing, has to apply 1 4 1. When in that case we have off spacing, we apply 1 by 2 2 1 by 2. So now we will see this is the off spacing. So the rule will become 1 by 2 2 1 by 2. So you found the area under this curve. Next, to apply the first rule, again you require number of ordinates is 1 2 3. I told you that to continue the area from the same station, you have to start the Simpson multiplier from the same station. So the rule will become, from here will be 1 4 1, so that you will find the area under this curve. Okay. Now again, if you see these are the full spacing, the next ordinates you require is 3 3 4 5 you will take. So you will apply the rule again 1 4 1, because it's a full spacing. When you compare with off spacing, you have off spacing in the same water plane. So I apply for full spacing 1 4 1. So the rule will become 1 4 1. So this is the area under the curve. Now again, to continue again, we require 3 ordinates. So 1 2 3. If you take this 5 6 7, these 3 are again full spaced. Okay, the rule will become again 1 4 1. Okay, so that you can find the continuous area. Now if you come to at the end where the aft end has been taken, so here the stations has been cutted by off spacing. Okay, because why we are cutting into a off spacing? Because the more the curvature is taken place, there if you want to find an accurate area, you have to cut into more number of stations where the curve has been taken more. Okay, so that's why we added a 7.5 station here, and you have 8. So the spacing between these 3 ordinates is off spacing. So when you apply off spacing, you apply 1 by 2 2 1 by 2. Okay, so now you see overall the combination. What will happen? You take station numbering. What is station numbering? 0, half station 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7.5 and 8. Okay, so we will have ordinate values. It's no need to concentrate on ordinates. We will just concentrate on the Simpson multiplier. So Simpson multiplier. So what will happen now? The rule for the 0 station, the multiplier will become off. For the off station, it become 2. Now it happened. What happened here? It is become off plus 1. The rule become 1.5, which is 1.5. Then for the station 2 is 4. Station 3 will become 1 plus 1 will become again 2. Then again 4 for the 4th station, 5 for the 2, because 1 plus 1 will become 2. Okay, and 6th station it will be 4. 7th station is 1 plus off, which will become 1.5. And the 7.5 station, which is having a 2, and 8th station is the off. So this will be our the Simpson multiplier for the if I apply the first rule for the both combination of off stations and full stations. Okay, so then you will apply the Simpson multiplier. Each Simpson multiplier will be multiplying with the off ordinate, then you will get the function of area. So summation of all these function of areas will give you the total function of area. Now you applied first rule, so the rule should be applied by using h by 3 into sigma f of a. So we have to point out that when you apply a Simpson's, first you have to see in that plane whether you have off ordinates or full ordinates. If you have full ordinates, we no need to concentrate on off rule, which we have taken as off to off, doesn't require. So you have to, if you have off ordinates with the combination of full ordinates, then you can apply this rule stating that off to off where the off stations comes and full stations where you will be considering as 1 4 1. So even we can, furthermore we have lot of, if I cut into 1 4 station, then the rule also will be changing according to that. If I have 1 4 station, if the spacing between the ordinates is 1 4, what will happen? It should be divided by 4. So it will become 4 by 4, which will be 1, and it will be 1 by 4. Okay. So off spacing, which will be divided by 2 for the full space, and for 1/4 spacing it will be divided by 4. So the multiplier become this. Okay. So in a plane, first thing we have to see that the ordinates are fully spaced, or we have off spacing also, or we also having 1/4 spacing. If you have all these 3 combination, then you should see the multiplier in a 3 different ways. Okay. Full spacing has to be given 1 4 1, off spacing has to be given 1 by 2, 2 1 by 2, and 1/4 spacing has to be given 1 by 4, 1 and 1 by 4. So in this way, if we follow, we can get very accurate values. Whatever you are using Simpson's, it's not going to give a exact values. It is only approximation, because by using a theoretical method, we can only provide a approximation thing. But nowadays we have softwares where we can utilize software to find the exact values of area under the curve. Okay, even for example AutoCAD, if you see, AutoCAD is itself will give you the lot of values very easy, like even area under the curve, even moment of inertia about a particular axis. So lot of things you can define by nowadays by using software. Okay, but this is a best example, best practice when you have done in an olden days. Okay, people used to follow this Simpsons integration, and even now also we are following, because people should not forget how to do. It's a basic knowledge. Okay, people always depends on software, it's not the one you have to follow. Okay, so look at the basics, then if you understand, you can implement on the furthermore things. Okay, so this is our about the integration. Okay, Simpsons integration, and thank you for this session. Thank you.